Ever had a plumber walk through your house, point at something, and suddenly your simple leak turned into a $3,000 project? You are not alone, and most of the time, that recommendation had more to do with their bottom line than your best interest. After over 25 years in the trade, I have seen every upsell trick in the book, and today I am going to walk you through 10 common plumber recommendations you should seriously question before saying yes. Stick around for number 8, because that one alone could save you thousands. And I have got a bonus tip at the end that most homeowners have never heard. The first recommendation you need to watch out for is whole house water softener systems. This is probably the single most oversold piece of equipment in residential plumbing right now. Here is how it usually goes. A plumber comes out for something completely unrelated, maybe a dripping faucet or a slow drain, and somewhere during the visit they mention that your water is hard and you really should consider a softener. They might even point to some white mineral buildup around your faucet aerator as proof. Now here's the thing. Some homes genuinely benefit from water softening, particularly if your water hardness is above 7 grains per gallon and you are seeing scale buildup inside your water heater or on your fixtures consistently. But a huge number of homes fall in the 3 to 5 grain range, which is perfectly manageable without a $2,000 to $5,000 system bolted to your wall. Before you agree to anything, ask for an actual water hardness test with a number. Not just a vague, your water is pretty hard. You can buy a test kit yourself for under $10 at any hardware store. If your hardness is moderate, a simple faucet-mounted filter or even just cleaning your aerators once a year handles the issue for practically nothing. The markup on whole house softener installs is enormous, and the recurring salt and service contracts that come with them are pure profit for the company. The second recommendation that should raise a red flag is full repiping when only a section needs repair. This is scope inflation at its finest. You call because you have a pinhole leak in one copper line under your kitchen sink, and the plumber tells you that your whole house needs to be repiped because the rest of your copper is probably just as bad. Now, is that sometimes true? Sure. If you have a home built in the 1960s or 70s with original polybutylene or heavily corroded galvanized steel, a full repipe conversation is legitimate. But if you have copper pipe that has one isolated failure, that is usually just a localized issue caused by something specific, like aggressive water chemistry in one section, or a fitting that was poorly soldered decades ago. A single section repair on copper might cost you $200 to $500. A full repipe runs $5,000 to $15,000. That is a massive difference, and the labor hours on a repipe are what make it so profitable for the plumber. Always ask to see the evidence. Ask them to show you corrosion in multiple locations. If they cannot point to widespread failure, you are almost certainly fine with a targeted repair. The third recommendation that costs homeowners more than they realize is chemical drain cleaners sold right off the truck. This one is sneaky because the dollar amount seems small, maybe $20 to $60 for a bottle, so people do not think twice. But here is the real problem. Most professional plumbers know that chemical drain cleaners, especially the ones with sulfuric acid or lye, damage your pipes over time. They eat away at the interior walls of older cast iron and can weaken PVC joints and glue connections with repeated use. So why do they sell them? Because it is a fast, easy add-on sale. They clear your drain mechanically with a snake, hand you a bottle, and tell you to use it monthly for maintenance. That bottle costs them about $3 wholesale, and they are charging you $20 or more. Meanwhile, you are slowly degrading your own drain lines from the inside out. The smarter move is to use an enzyme-based drain maintainer. They are completely safe for all pipe types. They use natural bacteria to break down organic buildup, and they cost about the same at any home improvement store. Or better yet, just flush your drains with hot water and a half cup of baking soda once a month. It is free and it works. Now, If this kind of practical plumbing knowledge is something you want more of, I have written a guide called 50 Easy Plumbing Fixes that will save you $10,000. It is packed with repairs you can do yourself this weekend without calling a plumber. Scan the QR code right now or check the first link below. All right, let us continue. The fourth recommendation plumbers love to push is a tankless water heater upgrade when your current tank unit is working fine. Tankless water heaters are fantastic technology. I am not disputing that. But the way they get sold to homeowners is often misleading. A plumber comes out for a routine water heater flush or a minor repair, and suddenly they are telling you that you really should go tankless because it will save you money on energy bills and last longer. What they do not mention is that the installation cost for tankless is dramatically higher. You are looking at $3,000 to $6,000 when you factor in the unit, potential gas line upsizing, new venting requirements, and labor. Compare that to replacing a standard tank water heater for $800 to $1,500 installed. The energy savings are real but modest, usually around $75 to $100 per year for an average household. At that rate, it takes decades to recoup the price difference. If your current tank water heater is under 8 years old, still heating efficiently, and not showing signs of corrosion or leaking at the base, there is simply no financial reason to switch. Let your current unit live out its full life. When it does finally die, then you can evaluate whether tankless makes sense for your household size and hot water demand. The fifth recommendation worth questioning is premium branded fixtures at triple the price. Plumbers often have preferred vendor relationships. They buy from specific distributors and get volume pricing or kickbacks on certain brands. When they recommend a particular faucet, valve, or fixture, it is not always because it is the best product for your situation. It is because they make more money on that specific brand. I have seen plumbers quote homeowners $400 for a kitchen faucet that retails for $140 at the home improvement store. Same exact model number. The truth is that mid-range fixtures from well-known manufacturers perform exceptionally well for residential use. You do not need a $600 faucet for your guest bathroom. A $120 option from a reputable brand with ceramic disc cartridges will last just as long and comes with the same warranty in most cases. Always ask for the model number, look it up yourself, and compare prices before agreeing. You have every right to supply your own fixtures and just pay the plumber for labor. The sixth recommendation on this list is annual drainline camera inspections. Camera inspections are an incredible diagnostic tool when you actually have a problem. If your main sewer line is backing up, a camera tells you exactly where the blockage or damage is, so you can make an informed decision about repair versus replacement. That is money well spent. But some plumbing companies have started selling annual camera inspection packages as preventive maintenance, charging $200 to $500 per visit to scope your lines once a year. For most homes, this is completely unnecessary. If you are not experiencing slow drains, backups, or sewage odors, your sewer line is doing its job. Tree root intrusion and pipe deterioration happen over years and decades, not months. A better approach is to get one baseline camera inspection when you buy a home, and then only repeat it if you start noticing actual symptoms. Save yourself the recurring cost and put that money towards something that actually protects your home. The seventh recommendation that catches people off guard is expanding a simple repair into a code upgrade job. This is one of the more sophisticated upsell tactics. You call a plumber to fix a leaking shutoff valve under your bathroom sink. Straightforward job, maybe 1 hour of work. But then they start pointing out that your venting is not up to current code, or that your supply line should be upgraded to braided stainless steel, or that your drain configuration needs to be modified. Suddenly, that $150 repair is $800 or more. Here is what you need to understand. In most jurisdictions, existing plumbing that was installed to the code at the time of construction is grandfathered in. You are generally not required to bring old work up to current code unless you are doing a major renovation or pulling a permit for significant new work. A simple repair does not trigger a code upgrade requirement. If a plumber starts layering on code-related work during a basic service call, ask them to show you the specific code section that requires it. If they cannot, or if they get vague, that is your signal to get a second opinion. The 8th recommendation that costs homeowners the most money is suggesting water heater replacement at the first sign of trouble. This is the big one I mentioned at the top. Your water heater starts making a popping or rumbling noise, or maybe the water is not getting quite as hot as it used to. You call a plumber, and within 5 minutes they are telling you the unit is failing and needs to be replaced. The install quote comes in at $1,000 to $3,000 depending on the type and size. But here is what they are not telling you. That popping noise is almost always sediment buildup at the bottom of the tank. A simple flush fixes it, and you can do it yourself with a garden hose in about 30 minutes. Water not hot enough? That is frequently a failed thermocouple on a gas unit, which is a $12 part and a 15-minute fix. Even a slow leak from the temperature and pressure relief valve is usually just the valve itself needing replacement, not the whole water heater. The anode rod is another big one. This is a sacrificial metal rod inside your tank that prevents corrosion. When it wears out, your tank starts to deteriorate. But replacing an anode rod costs $20 to $50 and takes less than an hour. That simple maintenance can add 5 or more years to your water heater's life. Always ask the plumber specifically what is failing and whether a component-level repair is possible before you agree to a full replacement. The 9th recommendation to be cautious about is adding a pressure-reducing valve when your water pressure is actually normal. A pressure-reducing valve, or PRV, is a legitimate device that protects your plumbing and appliances when incoming water pressure from the municipal supply is too high, generally above 80 pounds per square inch. But some plumbers install these without ever testing the actual pressure, or they test it at a time of day when pressure naturally spikes slightly and use that reading to justify the install. The cost runs $300 to $600 installed, and it is pure profit when your pressure was never dangerously high to begin with. Normal residential water pressure falls between 40 and 60 pounds per square inch. Before agreeing to a PRV installation, ask to see the pressure gauge reading yourself. Better yet, buy your own gauge for about $10, thread it onto any hose bib, and test it multiple times a day. If you are consistently under 80 psi, you do not need a pressure-reducing valve. Period. The 10th and final recommendation to watch out for is whole house filtration add-ons suggested during any service call. This is becoming increasingly common, especially with larger plumbing companies that have diversified into water treatment sales. A plumber comes out to fix a running toilet, and before they leave, they are talking about water quality concerns and suggesting a whole house filtration system that runs $1,000 to $3,000, plus annual filter replacements that create a recurring revenue stream for the company. The scare tactics usually involve mentioning chlorine, sediment, or contaminants without ever testing your water. Here is the reality. Municipal water in the United States is regulated by the EPA and must meet strict safety standards. Is it perfect? No. But for the vast majority of homes, a simple under-sink carbon filter for drinking water handles any taste or odor concerns for about $40 to $80. You do not need a whole house system unless you have well water with documented contamination, or unless your municipal water tests show specific issues. Ask for a water quality report from your local utility. It is free and available online. Make your decision based on actual data, not a sales pitch delivered while you are writing a check for something else. All right, here is the bonus tip that pros actually use but rarely share with homeowners. Before any plumber starts work in your home, ask them one simple question. Can you write down exactly what you are recommending, why it is necessary, and what happens if I do not do it today. Plumbers who are giving you honest recommendations will have no problem putting it in writing. They will clearly explain the issue, the fix, and the consequences of waiting. But a plumber who is padding the ticket will hesitate, get vague, or suddenly soften the urgency of their recommendation. This one question changes the entire dynamic of the interaction because it forces accountability. It also gives you a written record you can take to another plumber for a second opinion. I have been in this trade for over 25 years, and the best plumbers I know welcome informed customers. They do not need pressure tactics because their work and their honesty speak for themselves. That single question has saved homeowners I know hundreds and even thousands of dollars on work they never actually needed. All right, that is the full breakdown. Remember, every single plumbing fix I wish homeowners knew about is in my book, 50 Easy Plumbing Fixes. Scan the QR code on screen right now or grab it from the first link in the description. I appreciate you watching, and if you want more of these practical fixes, make sure to subscribe. I will see you in the next one.